What's up, guys? New topic, Ryan on Gaming. This one comes from Nick Happyface. Says, great video and channel. Here's a topic. What's your favorite console and why? Oh, I love this one. This is a really good one. So, here's the thing. Every time I do a Ryan on Gaming recording session or whatever, I'll go on my little folder and I'll go through all my topics. And whenever I clicked this one, I always sat there and I'm like, and I click it away like, oh, I'll just do this one later. Because I can't pick. What a surprise. Ryan can't decide for sure. Now, I think the obvious thing here is that, yeah, it's a PlayStation. My PlayStation, my preferred platform, favorite console, yeah, it's a PlayStation. It's just what PlayStation. And you'll be surprised by the two candidates. So, initially you'll think, here it is. It's between the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3, surprisingly, because I know a lot of people might be thinking, like right away, like, whoa, PlayStation 3 versus PlayStation 2, out of your mind? It's obviously PlayStation 2. Now, here's the reality of it. The PlayStation 2 is, of course, the front runner here because it's the goddamn PlayStation 2. Biggest game library ever. So many fucking amazing games on the PlayStation 2. It's so obvious why the PlayStation 2 is a contender here. PlayStation 3, yes, obviously an inferior library of games, but still an amazingly good library of games. The reason why PlayStation 3 is also such a big part of why it could possibly be my favorite console ever is because, it was not just my console, it was my media hub. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it was essentially exactly what Sony wanted that thing to be for the consumer, was a media hub. The first thing you do when you get home is turn on your PlayStation 3. That's what Sony wanted the PlayStation 3 to be. It wasn't for a lot of people, it was for me. For the 8 years now that I've had that thing, I mean, to this day, today I don't really do this, but for 7 years, the first thing I did when I got home, whether it was school or work, from a friend's night out or something like that, whenever I came home, it was my PlayStation 3. I turned it on. I didn't watch cable television. I used my PlayStation 3. It was my media hub. If you watch the video, watch my one video, search on my channel, my video, What's on My PS3, where I show you guys my XMB and I show you all the content I have saved on my XMB. I had everything. My entire music library, all my pictures, all my movies, my TV shows, my clips of my friends and family, and of course, I had my PSN in there, you know what I'm saying? I had all my PSN friends. I've met all of my closest PSN friends from PlayStation 3. I have all my PlayStation 3 games, all my downloads. I have a huge digital library on PlayStation 3. I got my PS1 classics on there. Everything. Like, my PlayStation 3, I spent so much damn time on that console. It's unbelievable. And of course, the system got patched for trophies, and that's when I fell in love with trophies. Like, PlayStation 3 was a big part of my life for 7 years. It was all I did when I was in this room, was to use my PlayStation 3. And yeah, absolutely, like, a majority of it was like, just shooting the shit, using my content or whatever, like watching TV or something like that. And certainly you would argue, like, oh, well, it's not your favorite console, it's your favorite media hub or whatever, like, what's important is games. And if that's what it is to you, then yeah, PlayStation 2 takes the cake for me, because absolutely that's what I loved about the PlayStation 2 is that it has so many games that, I can still be surprised by a certain title on it. Like, I don't know everything on the PlayStation 2. You can go to a store, go to a used bin, and you'll find a PlayStation 2 game you've never heard of, and it's like dirt cheap. You take it home, you play it, and it's good. I love that about the PlayStation 2. That's like the vastness library of, like, a PC, where there's like a super weird PC game that you've never heard of before, and you play it and you're like, oh, this is totally cool, and it's free or whatever, right? PlayStation 2 is like that, dude. It has so many games, so many good games, and you'll never have all of them. You know what I'm saying? You'll never run out of games to play on the PlayStation 2. There's just so much you can do on that thing in terms of good games, good random sleeper hits, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Just all around, that's what the PlayStation 2 is all about. But for PlayStation 3, for me, it was like my life was completely centered around that thing. Yeah, I had a 360. Yeah, I had a Wii in that generation, and I played those plenty of times when those systems had a game that I wanted to play on it and things like that, right? Actually, the Wii I used a little bit in terms of media too, because it had that fun little picture photos channel where you could kind of mess around with pictures and things like that. I use excuse me, I use my Wii a lot for that too. But yeah, PlayStation 3, man, it was just all I did. I played games on it. I listened to music on it. I played all my movies on it. That's all I did. And that's why, you know, you watch my videos today in regards to PS4 stuff, and I get mad because I say whenever a new firmware update comes out, the PS4 is still incapable of saving content directly to the hard drive. You can insert a USB drive into it and you can watch your movies and stuff like that from there, but you can't, it's still a pretty poor media hub. Like, you can't actually save content locally to the hard drive, and that's what I love about PlayStation 3. It has good file management. Like, you can hit display all on a plugged in like hard drive in the PlayStation 3, and you can access all the files and things like that, and you can see like everything basically. It has good folder management and stuff. PlayStation 3 was just so awesome. Yes, weaker game library. I do understand that, but still, PlayStation 3 had awesome games, dude. Near the end of its life cycle, so many good exclusives, and of course, a lot of great third-party stuff. If you want to get, you know, sort of negative in a sense, it brought in the generation of like, you know, DLC and microtransactions and all that bullshit. But it was still, I still love the PlayStation 3, and between the two of them, I honestly can't pick. If you are looking at just like straight up games, PlayStation 2 definitely takes it, but PlayStation 2 can't do all the stuff that the PlayStation 3 did. When I had a PlayStation 2, I wasn't always turning it on because like I'd come home and maybe I wanted to watch TV or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why PS3 played a pretty big role for me, but I just can't pick between the two, honestly. In terms of good, like, you know, runner-ups for this, I loved the DS. I still love the DS. The DS is kind of like the PlayStation 2 in a sense where the game library is so big. There's so many great games on it, good sleeper hits, a lot of games that you might have missed, something like that. You could certainly, you know, go on eBay and hunt for some DS games and really find some things that you've never seen before. The DS is a great system like that. You know, actually, a lot of Nintendo handhelds I really love. Like Game Boy Advance, too. I loved the Game Boy Advance a lot. I think the last big one for me would also be the GameCube. I do love the GameCube a lot of great stuff on the GameCube. Not a huge game library, but spent a decent amount of time on that thing as well. I mean, that was a great party machine. I played so much local multiplayer games on GameCube, like way more than PlayStation 2. So GameCube has so many good memories for me. Also, yeah, I'll throw it in there. The Wii was a really good runner-up for me too. I loved the Wii. The thing about the Wii though is that I didn't play as many Wii games as I did, like, you know, downloads on the Wii, so a lot of N64 games and things like that, which you could argue, like, oh, what about N64? And I had an N64, but for the Wii, it was like, I got the Wii, and, you know, I didn't have an N64 at the time, so I just used, you know, the virtual console and stuff, and so I downloaded a lot of classic stuff there. That was kind of a good way for me to experience a lot of old Nintendo stuff, because I'm missing a ton of old Nintendo hardware. I gotta go back and get it, I know. But Wii was also a good, pretty runner-up for me as well. But that is, that's my topic. That's my answer, is I can't really pick between the two. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, I love them all. I love them both really well. I love them both really well. That sounds weird. But thank you so much, Nick, for the topic. That was a really good one. And this is a great one because, holy shit, you guys better submit yours. I love topics like these because it's really good comment material. You know, it's such a cliche thing to say, oh, let me know, tell me what you guys think in the comments below and all that dumb shit. And it's like, oh, whatever, you know, this YouTuber doesn't mean it. I really mean this one. Like, write a long paragraph or whatever. I love reading this kind of shit in the comments, so definitely do that. And I think the big thing here is also submit your topic, because Nick had a good one, and I feel like you can too. And in fact, here's your homework. Beat Nick's topic. Come on, Nick's the winner right now. Who's gonna beat Nick? Somebody's got to. So that concludes this topic. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Take it easy, guys. Or girls. I know there's two of you. Actually, if I look at my YouTube analytics, 96% of you are male and 4% of you are female. Actually, it says like 3.6% are female, so I'm wondering what the hell is the 0.4%?